Yes. It's steel.
But you can't be any geek off the street. Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean.
Keep it real.
Keeping it real.
Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Steven and this is Steel Keeping It Real. So you know what today is.
What we're gonna do right here is go back. Way back into time.
That's right, it is Throwback Thursday. And on this day I like to dig deep into the crates, go back to the days of yesteryear and play you some classic hits. Now this first song is from 1963, August of 1963, and this is the song Be My Baby by Ronnie Spector, or the Ronettes. Now, I found out a lot about this song that I really never knew. Now, the first thing that I found out about this song was that I did not know Ronnie or Veronica was African American. When I always saw her, whether it be in the Eddie Money video or in anything else, I always kind of assumed that she was Latino or Italian. That's what I thought, but I found out that she comes from African American parents, one of them being African American and Irish, but yes, her parents were African American. So that made her perfect to be playing on my Throwback Thursday. The other thing is that I didn't know that Be My Baby was basically Phil Spector's way of trying to get Ronnie Spector, because at the time she wasn't known as Ronnie Spector. Her name was Veronica Bennett, I believe it was, and this was Phil Spector trying to, get with, Ronnie, and ending up making her last name Ronnie Spector, so I guess it did what it had to do for that particular instance. He wrote this trying to get her. Her vocals are the lead vocals on here, and I didn't also know that part of the backing vocals on this song is Sonny and Cher. The story goes is that they were waiting on another backup singer. I believe it was like Darlene Love and somebody else, and they were late, and Phil Spector, being the way he was, he wanted things to happen right here and now, and so he saw Sonny and Cher, and he's like, looked at Cher and was like, I heard you could sing, so I need you to go on there, and I just need you to make some noise on the backing vocals. And so she said she started making some noise and singing, and next thing you know, there was Be My Baby. There's also the story, and there's a lot about this particular aspect, that Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys was obsessed with this song. And this is the first part that I learned about.
And I said, what? Whoa! I pulled over on the side of the street, of the curb, and I went, my God, wait a minute. I went, no way! I was flipping out. I really did flip out. Balls out, totally freaked out when I heard it. Freaked me out. And I got my mind blown, pretty much. I know it's funny. I mean, actually, in a way, it wasn't really getting your mind blown. It's like getting your mind revamped. It's like once you've heard that record, you're a fan forever.
And so that was Brian Wilson himself talking about it. But even as the story goes on, Brian Wilson must have listened to this song about 1 million times. Even his own daughter says that, in her younger childhood, around 1970, she was born in 68, that she woke up to that song each and every morning. So I I've never been that obsessed about a song, but you know, I'm not Brian Wilson, and if you've ever seen that movie that stars John Cusack about Brian Wilson, you'll know that Brian Wilson had certain mental problems, but it still didn't stop him from writing great music. So let's take a look at what this song did on the charts. And Balamo, it went to number 4 in Belgium, number 15 on the Belgian Wallonia, number 2 in Canada, number 193 in France. What's going on, France? Number 2 in New Zealand, number 9 in Norway, number 4 on the UK disc, number 4 on the UK record retailer, number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, number 4 on the Hot R&B singles, number 1 on the US Cashbox, and number 60 in Germany. Now, this will be one of the first incarnations of Phil Spector's Wall of Sound that uses orchestration. It's historical just in that fact, because Phil Spector's Wall of Sound is just one of those sounds that, you know, an artist, especially back in the day, wanted to aspire to have a song that had that kind of sound. And even to the point to, like, my favorite song by Tina Turner is Rivers Deep, Mountain High, and that is using Phil Spector's Wall of Sound because Phil Spector produced it. So, if you like videos like this and others on the channel, please don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification button, because I'm doing at least 10 videos each and every week. So, without any further ado, here is Ronnie and the Ronettes and Be My Baby.
Fuck yeah, bro. Let's do this.
So that was a colorized version. It's also in 4K, and that's why I chose that, because it looks so good. But, you know, had I seen the video initially, I might have come to the conclusion prior to making the statement that I didn't know Ronnie Spector was black, and seeing where that particular group of girls that were like rock to it. Maybe I might have come to that assumption, maybe not. But, you know, that song just also brings back images of, if you wanted to think about a time frame, of the early 60s and the difference between the early 60s and the late 60s, because the early 60s still had that kind of malt shop type of sound, you know, that you might see, you know, which hinders back to certain parts of the 50s, but it had a little bit of an edgier feel to it because of the wall of sound. But Ronnie Spector, my apologies, had just a distinctive voice, and when she does sing later on in the 80s on the Eddie Money song, Take Me Home Tonight, it's just almost like, oh, there it is, because it just brings back great memories. If you are still here, I thank you very much for staying tuned. I really appreciate it. First and foremost, I want you guys to like the videos as much as I like making them for you. After that, all you need to do to help me out with the channel is to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Peace.
The early rag compositions have made comebacks, but few ever stay around long enough to become standards. Well, here's one that did.